Imagine being so influential that a single murder changes the course of a revolution, and then an artist turns your death into one of the most famous paintings in history. This isn't just the story of a painting, it's the story of politics, assassination, propaganda, and the power of art. The year is 1793. France is in chaos. The king has been executed. Rival political factions are fighting for control, and thousands of people are being sent to the guillotine. At the center of the storm is Jean-Paul Marat, one of the revolution's most controversial figures. He isn't a general or a king. He's a journalist. Through his newspaper, The Friend of the People, Marat urges revolutionaries to show no mercy toward those he considers enemies of France. To some, he's a hero defending the revolution. To others, he's responsible for fueling a wave of executions.
But Marat has a secret struggle. He suffers from a painful skin disease that forces him to spend hours every day soaking in a medicinal bath. Even there, he never stops working. He places a wooden board across the bathtub and writes articles, letters, and political orders. That unusual habit makes him an easy target. Hundreds of kilometers away, a 24-year-old woman named Charlotte Corday has made a decision. She believes that if Marat dies, the violence consuming France might finally end. She travels alone to Paris, carrying nothing more than a kitchen knife. After initially being turned away, Corday convinces Marat she has valuable information about enemies of the revolution. He agrees to meet her while sitting in his bath, writing down the names she provides. Then, in an instant, she pulls out the knife and plunges it into his chest. Marat collapses and dies within minutes. But the story doesn't end with the assassination. A close friend of Marat, the painter Jacques-Louis David, arrives soon afterward. He realizes this isn't just a murder, it is an opportunity to shape history. David paints the death of Marat, but he doesn't simply record what happened. He hides Marat's skin disease. He removes the disorder from the room. He softens the violence of the attack. Instead of portraying a divisive political figure, he presents Marat as calm, peaceful, and almost saint-like. His body is illuminated with gentle light. His lifeless arm hangs gracefully over the bathtub. The composition resembles traditional paintings of Christ after the crucifixion. The message is unmistakable. Marat isn't shown as a politician. He's shown as a martyr. The painting spreads throughout revolutionary France, becoming one of the most powerful pieces of political propaganda ever created. Ironically, only months later, the political movement Marat had supported collapses. His image is removed from public view, and the painting itself becomes controversial. Yet centuries later, it survives as one of the greatest masterpieces in Western art. What's remarkable is that millions of people know the death of Marat, but far fewer realize they aren't just looking at a painting of an assassination. They're looking at a carefully crafted version of history.
It raises a fascinating question. When artists recreate historical events, are they documenting the truth or shaping what future generations will believe? Perhaps that's why the death of Marat remains so captivating. It reminds us that art doesn't merely preserve history. Sometimes it writes it. If you want to hear more anecdotes of famous pieces of art, subscribe and hit the like button so you don't lose the next videos. Peace out!